From Punjab United to Welling United to Manchester United, football is a sport enjoyed all over the country, whatever the level. There's just something special about celebrating a last-minute winner after waking up at 6 AM to support your team. However, the price of enjoying the beautiful game is now at an all-time high. You could be paying hundreds of pounds to get tickets at a Big Six club. Even in the EFL, clubs are charging ridiculous prices for home and away fans. From my personal experience, I attended Crewe Alexandra versus Gillingham in League 2 this season and was charged £25 for an under 18 ticket, an outrageous price for 4th Division football. That was the moment I thought, how did football become so expensive? Since the creation of the Premier League in 1992, the money invested in football has been rising by the year. The top flight clubs in England broke away from the Football League with a TV deal with Sky worth £191.5 million. The Premier League could be accessed from anywhere in the UK and overseas, which saw an influx in international players in the league. The 1992-93 season had just 13 foreign players. Today that figure stands at 366. Players like Ruud Gullit, Gianluca Vialli, Jurgen Klinsmann, Dennis Bergkamp and Roberto Di Matteo joined the league in the early years, which increased the interest in it. Over the years, some of the best players in the world have played in the Premier League, including Cristiano Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, Sergio Aguero, Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne and many more. That's not forgetting some of the English greats such as Wayne Rooney, Alan Shearer and Steven Gerrard. Stars like these are why it's become the most watched sports league in the world. The Breakaway created a league that is a different world from the rest of English football. Even if you're watching at home, you could be forking out around £60 a month to watch the Premier League, which has led to fans turning to illegal streams. To find out more about the price of football, I went to Parkview Road, home of Welling United of the National League South, to speak to Chairman Paul Whitehead and Vice Chairman Brett Smith.
Tickets is probably determined by the size of the playing budget. Some of these footballers now are on ridiculous amounts of money. I know Sky and various sponsorships pumping millions and millions, but I think the has to be topped up by admission prices.
I think if I look back to when I was playing at this level in Step 2, you know, most of the teams and clubs were part-time, and the wages were far less. If we look at 25 years on, the wages are equivalent to some National League or some English Football League wages. I think there's got to be a balance between generating enough income to cover the player budget. And where does that income come from? It comes from gate receipts and additional sales in terms of hospitality sales. When people are here, we want it to be an event. We don't want them to come for 90 minutes, watch a game of football and leave. We've done our best this season to try and improve that experience and want fans, supporters, both home and away, to be at the grounds, an hour and a half before kick-off, watch a live game, enjoy the atmosphere, meet with other friends in the community, spend more money in terms of food and drink purchases, buy a programme, and hopefully stay after the match as well, whether that's post-match entertainment or to watch another game.
Clubs around the country have attempted to help fans with the price of going to watch live football, especially given the current cost of living crisis. For example, Gillingham's new owner, Brad Gallinson, recently offered a pay what you can scheme for their fixture versus Crawley Town to encourage people who might not be able to afford to watch live football an opportunity to attend the game. This helped fill the stadium and to reach out to more people in the local community. Clubs like Welling have found out ways to make football more accessible for supporters, but firstly, I spoke to Lordswood fan Dan about the positives of going to support your local club over watching the Premier League.
What positives are there to going to non-league over Premier League? Well, first off, it's cheaper, a lot cheaper than Premiership football. I mean, £8 to get in usually. I mean, today when we came here it was free. That's always a positive. You wouldn't get that at the higher levels. But also it's a more sense of a community. You get to know the players on a first name basis. You get to know the staff, the volunteers that are here. You wouldn't get that as in the Premier League, where you turn up, you see the game and you go home.
We have to price our games to obviously to survive. So we've got to make enough money to try and be sustainable, but that's not really easy. So what we've done as a club, we approached McDonald's and the stand over there We named the McDonald's community stand. So what we've done with the money that McDonald's gave us, we've used that to provide free tickets for schools, organisations and families.
We've also provide discounted tickets, 50% discount to all of our Youth Academy parents. So all of our players across the Youth Academy have free entry into all games, and an accompanying adult will benefit from a 50% discount. So they're two big initiatives that we've tried to, or that we've implemented this year and that we've seen the success of.
I mean, if you take today for example, they're using this as a celebration for their trophy win. I mean, so they've given us free entry. I know teams like Lordswood, who are playing here today, they did a thing for the food bank where if you donated food you get in for free.
More fans are turning towards watching non-league football to get their weekly fix. There are so many positives to going out and watching a local side instead of staying home and watching football on the TV. Most non-league clubs rely on volunteers, so there's a real sense of community at these clubs. Every fan is appreciated and treated like a supporter, not a customer.
Since I've been involved in non-league football, I think this is the best part of football. These people who are involved in non-league football care about football, not about money.
I mean, it's the start of the pyramid. You start at the very bottom when you first join as a club, so when you have to start somewhere, I mean, this is a lot where most players begin their careers.
It's also a springboard for talent. A lot of the players, I mean, Jamie Vardy, for example, I think he's been through right from the start. I'm not sure where he started, but I'm pretty sure it was in non-league football. You know, I know a lot of players join academies now, professional academies, but there's still a lot come from non-league football and non-league football academies. Welling United, our own academy, produced one in particular recently, went to Charlton. And then ended up at Chelsea.
Within the academy we've got over 550 players, boys, girls, disability, and whilst we've seen over 50 players move into professional clubs and into professional academies and some into professional football, that's a very, very small proportion. So I think, you know, as a sport, as a club, we want to provide as many opportunities as possible within what we do within our club structure, and that might not always mean, you know, making it as a professional. It could be into semi-professional, and even at, you know, the Welling level step 2, it's a very high level and high standard, so it would be a very small percentage that we'd expect to break into the first team, but that is happening. But what are the other pathways? And I think that pyramid allows us to put players through our partnerships with our other clubs in the local area, put players into different areas of that pyramid or different levels, so they can go in at step 6, step 7, Skeffel stroke Kent County into senior football when they're ready, and then when we can progress them up that pyramid, then it gives them a pathway. And it's the same with both boys and girls across the academy.
The rise in football ticket prices is an issue that will probably never be fully solved, especially at the elite level. Hopefully, more and more people will be able to go to watch live football in England over the coming years. Remember, go down and support your local non-league club to watch football one time. They would really appreciate the support, and you may find a new club to support.